Hey, what is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Give me just a couple seconds, just making sure that the stream is actually up and running, as we typically do each stream. Give me just 1 second. 1 second, just double checking. Cool. Looks like we are up. What is up, everybody? What's up, Hunter Grandmaster? What's up, Animation Studios? What's up, everybody? What's up, Christopher? Hunter Grandmaster said, did you like my Maryland question and what did you think of it? I did like that Maryland question. It was an interesting one. That honestly might be something I do a video on. So it was definitely a good idea. If I do a video on it, I'll give you a shout out in it too. Eric's Disciple, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream, everybody. What's up? So today is going to be a different kind of live stream. Today we're going to be doing a in-depth video game analysis of a few different video games that are out right now, but mainly we're going to focus on Sparking Zero. Bromus, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Hunter, you said, I appreciate you so much for not streaming at 2 a.m. Yeah, bro, we do a lot of those 2 a.m. streams, but today it's a good time. But all right, so yeah, today we're going to go in detail, giving an in-detail analysis on the current state of a few video games, but mainly we're going to focus on Sparking Zero, the current state of Sparking Zero, the good things about it, the bad things about it, and really just giving a brutal truth, honest assessment about like what went right with the game, what went wrong with the game. And then we're going to look at the different data statistics and like numbers of the game itself to figure out like how the video game is doing objectively. Okay. Lenny said, I'm going to need you to fight me in Street Fighter. I'm down, bro. After this stream, I'm going to be gaming and I'm down to play a few rounds. But all right, so let's get into it. Okay. So there's a bunch of different things that I want to touch on. But before I even get into comparing it to that, let's start with some more basic things, okay? Let me just start like this. So the reality is with this game, man, there's absolutely nothing to look forward to anymore. That's the unfortunate reality for anybody who's playing Sparking Zero in the modern day and age. There's just genuinely nothing to look forward to. And it's because the developers and Bondi together, they've really destroyed the trust that the fans had in the game. Because there's been so many times where they dropped the ball on things that are easy to fix. It's happened so frequently that now it's starting to feel like they just genuinely don't really care about how the game does. Right? So one of the simplest like points to look at would be just at the total number of maps in the game. Here's the thing, dude. This Sparking Zero is actually Budokai Tenkaichi 4. It's the sequel to the Tenkaichi game that came out on the PlayStation 2 17 years ago. And the reality is, when you're making a sequel to a PlayStation 2 game where you have all of the fundamental code, the entire blueprint for how to make the game, all you have to do is like copy and paste that stuff, improve the graphics a little bit, add one or two little mechanics here and there, and you should have a better game. But when you really analyze like Sparking Zero compared to its prequel, the prequel was better than Sparking Zero in a list of different things. It had more battle mechanics. It had way more maps. Like Sparking Zero, it only has 11 maps. Like if you Google how many maps it has, it says that it has 12. But that's because Sparking Zero had so little maps that they listed their 12th map as a destroyed version of Planet Namek. Okay, so here's where it starts to get wild. Like the original Budokai Tenkaichi 3 game that came out 17 years ago had 34 maps. Okay, it had 34. Like it really had 22 like distinct base maps, and then 8 of them, like the layout would vary depending on like what time you picked, which was pretty sick. And then every single one of the maps was destroyable as well. So like, if you counted Budokai Tenkaichi 3 maps the same way that you count Sparking Zero maps, like the way Sparking Zero counted Destroyed Namek as the 12th map, if you counted the destroyed maps as unique maps in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you would have had 44 maps. 44. Like, the way you would destroy the map in those games was if a super, like a special attack, like a Kamehameha, hits the ground from a strong enough character, it would destroy the planet. Or if it was like a normal character, like let's say like base Goten, if he uses his ultimate and it hits the map, hits the ground, then the planet would blow up and now you're playing on the destroyed version of that map. Sparking Zero took that feature out of the game. The only map that can be destroyed in that way is Planet Namek. And that really is a shame, because that was one of like the most fun, immersive aspects of the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 game, was like you couldn't let your beams hit the ground or it would blow the planet up. It was very fun and it just made it feel more like Dragon Ball, but for some reason the 17-year-older sequel decided like to take that out of the game. And here's the thing, like the reason why it having this little maps is a real problem is because it's not that hard. It's really not that hard to add maps to the game, right? Like mods have proven that. Unpaid mods, people who are like just college students doing this for free, like or people who like work a full-time job, they come home at the end of the day and they just design the maps themselves, have already added all of the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 maps into the games that you can just download as mods. People did this for free. They didn't get a single dime for it. A lot of them are not even professional programmers. They're people who like did one certificate online or just like watched a couple tutorials on YouTube and said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to go ahead and make these maps myself. And the truth is, like, they did a better job than some of the full-fledged professional developers over at Bondi and Spike Chunsoft. And it makes literally zero sense. Like, within a month of the game's release, mods for free had already created all the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 maps and just given them out that you can just download for free. Now we are almost 6 months into the game's release cycle and we still don't have a single new map. We had an entire DLC and they didn't add new maps. And it just genuinely makes no sense. It's to the point where we have characters from like the Universe 6 tournament, like Hit, Kaba, Khalifa. We have all of those guys, but we don't even have the Universe 6 tournament arc map. Like, that legit made no sense. There's a lot of just cut corners everywhere you look. We don't have Kami's Lookout, which has been one of the staple like maps from the beginning of the Tenkaichi series. We don't have Kame House. Like, I don't even know if there's another Dragon Ball game ever created that doesn't have the Kame House like location as a map. It's genuinely insane how many corners they cut with just like basic things. Oh, hey, what's up, Anime Monarch? What's up, everybody? And I will probably miss a few comments because I'm just going to like really go in depth explaining a bunch of things first. And then like when we start looking at stats, then I'm going to look at your guys' comments. So it'll probably take me like a good 15 minutes or so. So don't feel bad if I miss your comments for now. I'm just going to lay out a few ideas first, okay? But I will go back and read through those. But welcome to the stream, everybody. So yeah, the maps is a real problem, but that's like not the only thing. These are first just like the basic level issues with the game, like cut corners, basically. Another one is that the game seriously lacks customization. So what I have on screen here are two of the most, like, Vegeta and Goku have the most accessories out of any character. It's Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan, and it still looks like this barren and empty. So let me explain to you like what you're seeing here. Up here are the different outfits that you can pick for your character. Goku has the most in the game. He has 5 or 6. But like if you really closely analyze it, he really only has about 3. Like he has this normal outfit. He has the Dragon Ball Super variant, and then he has battle damaged versions. And then this other variant is the same thing as this one, but they like slightly alter the logo on his gi. He really, like, it says that he has like 5 or 6 different costumes, but really it's like if you take the battle damage fits out, then he really only has like 3. And he has the most accessories in the game, though the most outfits in the game. This game also doesn't even offer alternate color options. So if you fight in a mirror match, like you both pick Goku and you both pick the same skin, in most games, the game will automatically make one character slightly lighter and the other one slightly darker. That way you know who is who. That's like a very basic programming thing that pretty much every fighting game has done for like over 20 years. I mean, you could even look at like old arcade games that people would like go to arcades and play, and they still had those features in them like decades ago. But Sparking Zero doesn't even do that. Like if you fight in a mirror match, you guys are looking identical to one another. I have no words for that other than that's just straight up lazy programming. Like, these are long running fighting game traditions that are just not in this game. And then the thing that's really crazy is like when you look at the accessory category, an example of an accessory, it's just something to make your character look unique. Like Vegeta, he can put the halo on top of his head. But like most of the characters in the game, you look at their accessories, they have 10 accessory slots with nothing in them. This is how most characters in the game are. Like, it just screams at you that the game's unfinished, because it's like, why is it that 90% of the roster has just empty accessory slots? Like, you can't, like, you can buy everything in the store. You can 100% platinum the game. You can get top 100 on the leaderboards. All of that, your accessories are still empty. You don't get any accessories for any of that. Why, you know? That's very weird, bruh. Anime Monarch said 90% of the characters don't have customization. Why even bother adding the feature? Exactly. Like, this is, it's genuinely no exaggeration. The game, it says it has 180 characters, but that's because it counts like every transformation as a unique character. If you don't view it that way though, and you just view the transformations as one, the actual roster is closer to about like 100 characters. And it's legitimately, no exaggeration, 90% of them, their accessories look exactly like this. Nothing there at all. Okay? So that's straight up really weird. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is how there's just really nothing exciting to do in the game. The way the game was released, it didn't even have split screen mode for most of the maps. Like, out of the small 11 maps we have, only one of them, when the game was first sold, could you even do 2-player on it, and that was Hyperbolic Time Chamber, the most basic simple map. And like the way the game was released, it was designed for people to go on to ranked battle and play ranked, because it didn't even have a casual mode quick play feature in the beginning. The first like 3-4 months of the game, it didn't even have that. So all people would do is get on this game with their 0 customization and just hop on ranked. And the ranked system only had one somewhat balanced ranked mode, which was team battle. The other form of ranked was just single player, and it was so unbalanced and so broken that even to this day, it forces you to pick the strongest possible character. Otherwise, you're just going to get absolutely swatted. Like, you're going to get slammed, because they made the characters somewhat anime accurate to the point where like the strongest characters in the game can pretty much kill the weakest characters in the game within like less than 20 seconds of hitting them. You hit them with like one combo, one ult, and they're pretty much dead. So the reason that's frustrating was because this game, it pretty much forced you to play ranked if you wanted to play it, and the ranked system was broken, barely had any content in it. And then the only content that was there was cheese, bro. It was just, it just felt, everything about it felt unfinished, felt like the developers didn't even care about Dragon Ball, felt like the developers didn't care about the fans. So many things were just broken and nonsensically put together. It was just really crazy. And here's another thing. Like, I myself, I got top 100 in this game in single player on ranked. And that took a long, long time. I also have 5,500 ranked battles. It's something like that, about 5,000. And for all of that, I didn't even get an achievement. Like, it was nonsense. It was nonsensical, bro. I didn't even get an achievement for getting top 100 in the world. I didn't get an achievement for really pretty much anything challenging or impressive that I did. Got no achievement for it. And it's like, why would the game not give you something for that? You know, it's like, it just seems like any common sense thing that they would do to make the game good, they just simply chose not to. Like another thing I tried to do was they have something called the proficiency ranking for each character. So every character, when you play them one time online, you get a 1-star proficiency. And then if you play up to about 50 matches with them, you get 5-star proficiency. Something I did was I got 1-star proficiency with every single character, like made sure to play every single character online. And I did not get a achievement for that either. You didn't get a banner for that. You don't get anything for anything. Another thing I tried doing was buying every item in the store. And I think I've almost done that and still got no reward for it. Still got no benefit. It's like so many things that common sense would tell you, oh yeah, if I do this, there will be a reward for it. You put time in, you do it, you get no reward. And that is a common theme throughout the Sparking Zero game. It's just like, the more you play it, the more you realize it's just completely unfinished. I have like 2 more major points I want to talk about. Then we're going to start looking at like player data, and I'll look through all the comments. Here's the thing, guys. When you have a fighting game, for it to succeed and last a long time, it needs to have a balanced competitive mode. It really is just mandatory for it. I would make an argument that if you want to have a fighting game be successful, it needs to have as close to an esports level competitive scene as possible. Because you can only play this game casually, goofing around, not taking it serious for so long before like it just becomes completely boring. Because that's kind of the only way you can play this game now. To this day, there's so many broken things in the game that you really cannot take it seriously. There's for example, there's like a Casper glitch in the game where if you're punching someone, you just start phasing through their body like they're a ghost. There's a vanishing assault glitch that's been in the game for like since the release, where if you do the vanishing assault, it causes people's combos to just freeze and they just drop their combos. There's been a health glitch in the team battle mode where like if you switch out your characters at a certain time, you get back to full health and you can just win by cheating. There's a key spam glitch in the game where this is what most of the top well, I won't say most, but a lot of the top 50 and top 100 players in the world just abused this glitch where if you pick Master Ultra Instinct, you can just fly to the top of the map, spam key blasts, and you just win. There is no counter to it. It is literally just about impossible. The #1 player on Xbox, that's exactly how he did it. He has videos showing himself doing it. He went on a 117 win streak doing just that. The guy who won the world tournament like 3 weeks ago, that's what he did too. He just key spammed. He barely threw any punches. And there's so many broken things like that in the game that the developers have done nothing about. It was so bad that like when the game was first released, it literally felt like a beta test. Because like half the skills in the game were absolutely not tuned and completely broken. Like after image strike, it makes you invincible for 15 seconds. And like with if you do that plus key spam at the same time, you're just unbeatable. That was in the game for like a whole month. You'd think they would have just play tested and took that out, but they didn't. Like it really goes on and on and on. But there's so many things in the game that are just broken. And there's very simple solutions to all of it. Like what they really should have done, bro, they should have, they can have the base normal game be unbalanced, goofy party game mode. That's fine. And that could be in the quick play area. They should have released it with quick play, and you could have like party mode where you're just fighting with all the unbalanced characters, and then you have ranked mode or legitimate mode. where everything's balanced. That's what they should have done. And it's like this game, when you play it, it feels like they were trying to make it a real fighting game and then just gave up halfway through, because it has a lot of real fighting game mechanics. It has a parry system. It has a high, middle, and low block. And then it has like about 6 combo strings that are kind of like a permutation of strings. Like they can blend together in different ways. So like with creativity and timing, each character can have up to like 20 combos. It's pretty fun. It has all these different things and like advanced level tech that you can do, but it just all falls apart because the game glitches. Your punches phase through people's bodies. Half of your attacks will just miss, even though they're not supposed to miss. Like you're hitting them, doing the inputs right, but the game will just glitch and it just misses. There's times where you can shoot a super, like a Kamehameha. It'll just veer off to the right, hit a wall. Like there's so many broken things that you cannot take it seriously at a professional level. And the sad truth is, like, a lot of the people who are top 10, top 50 in the world, they did not get there because they were skilled. They got there because they found one of the broken glitches in the game and just spammed it until they got to the top. And then the last thing I want to mention before I start looking at comments and then we analyze like different data is that the ranked system is fundamentally broken, especially on single player. It is the most broken ranked system I've ever seen, actually, because it's just, there's so many things wrong with it that if I explained it all, it would take me like 30 minutes. But just a brief summary is no matter what character you pick, you're getting the same rewards. And then every character shares a rank, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, quite frankly. Like Street Fighter 6 does not do that. So what I mean by that is like the highest rank in this game is Z rank. Okay, so if you pick the strongest character in the game, like Master Ultra Instinct Goku's the strongest character. If you play as him and you fight a Chaozu, you can kill Chaozu in like 10 seconds. You hit him like twice, you hit him with 2 rush supers, and he dies. Okay? But for Chaozu to beat you, he's going to have to punch you about 10,000 times. It's going to be like a Dark Souls boss for that Chaozu. But the way the game treats it is if you get your Z rank with Master Ultra Instinct Goku, and then you switch over to Chaozu, you're still a Z rank. So which is the dumbest system I've ever seen. Like in Street Fighter 6, for example, every character starts at 0. So let's say you get to the highest rank possible with a grappler character like Zangief. Then if you switch over and play like a completely different kind of character like Jerry, you start at the lowest rank possible, and then you do your placement matches. You do 10 fights, and it tells you based off of your skill level what rank what rank you are with that Jerry character. That's a much smarter system because like anytime you're fighting someone on Sparking Zero, you don't know how they earned their Z rank. That is frustrating. Like you can be fighting someone who earned their Z rank by just picking Master Ultra Instinct, flying to the top of the map, key spamming. But you would never know because like it just says Z rank no matter who you pick because the developers were lazy there. And the other thing is like you get rewarded and punished the same no matter which character you pick or no matter who you're fighting. So if let's say that I'm a Z rank with Chaozu, okay? And then I'm fighting a Master Ultra Instinct. Like, let me put it like this, because I've like actually experienced stuff like this before. Let's say I just pick Nappa. He is weak as dirt, bro. He's one of the weaker characters in the game. And let's say I'm fighting Master Ultra Instinct Goku. Right now, my current rank in the world is like 188. If I pick Nappa and I fight someone who is top 2,000 in the world, they're still considered very good. And they're fighting me with Master Ultra Instinct Goku. If they beat me, I will lose about 500 or 600 points, and I'll drop from rank 188 to like rank 300, just like that. Even though I'm Nappa and he's Master Ultra Instinct Goku, they don't give you any kind of grace for your opponent's character being way stronger than you. And their entire rank system is based on like if you're high rank and someone's lower rank than you and you lose, you get massively punished. And if you beat them, you get almost nothing. Like if I fight someone who's ranked 2,000 in the world right now, I will get about 50 points. Sometimes I'll actually get 0. Like there's been times where I beat someone who was ranked like 2 or 3,000 in the world, and they were extremely good. I barely beat them, got 0 points for it. And then I just rematch them. They barely beat me and I lose 500 and I drop like 100 ranks. It's like the ranking system's so broken that it made me not want to play it anymore. And that leans into the reality that there's nothing to look forward to in this game. Not only do we not trust that the developers are going to actually give us better things, because the trailers they've been giving us are absolute dirt. The way they've handled the patches have been absolute dirt. And their refusal to add things we actually want is insane. Like they added a freaking Broly raid battle that no one wanted, and when you played it, you couldn't even play it with your friends. It only lasted for about 1 month, and it had no rewards. So it was literally just a pointless time waste. The whole time, the whole community was like, we want maps, we want the Dragon Ball characters, we want costumes. They said, screw all of that. Here's a Broly raid battle none of you asked for that isn't fun, and you get nothing for it. Here you go. Yeah, it's just an insane combination of just bad decision after bad decision. And to top it all off, like those bad decisions made it so we don't think the company will ever give us anything good. And there's just no reason to really play this at a competitive level because all the leaderboards are pretty much fake. It's just people like cheating their way to the top. And if you make it to the top the fair, right way, working extremely hard, you can still lose to the game just bugging out. You can still lose to your punches just phasing through someone's body. You can still lose to them just cheesing, like key blast spamming you. And the developers are sitting there doing nothing about it. And you get no rewards. You can get #1 in the world at this game. You won't even get an achievement. You won't even get a banner. You won't get a sticker. You won't get an icon. You get nothing. And if you lose to anyone, you'll drop like 50 to 100 ranks. Even if you're Chaozu and their Master Ultra Instinct Goku. And then it's like all of the big YouTubers stopped playing this game a long time ago. All of the like real competition, the world tournament bond they put on, it was the most amateur garbage I've ever seen. They should have had a character ban list. They didn't do that. There were so many bugs in the first half of the tournament that it was embarrassing to watch. And it showed like the developers don't play test this junk because like there are so many obvious glitches in the game that they should have patched before having a tournament, but they did it anyway and didn't patch it until it got revealed on the tournament stage. Like they only fix things if they get embarrassed by it. It's crazy. And then just finally, last thing I wanted to say is the finals of the world tournament was an absolute joke. Everyone there looked like they were like barely an S rank in the game, and they were just key spamming over and over. The guy who won the world tournament key spammed his way to victory. And then they gave them all random teams, but they gave one guy the strongest character in the game. It's like anyone who's played the game even 20 hours knew he was going to win before it started. It was just insane. So, yeah, those are all the main things I wanted to talk about, just like the initial points. Now we're going to look at like an analysis of the video game data, and I'm going to read your guys' comments first, and then we're going to go into like analyzing the game data. So, sorry for that long ramble session. I just wanted to make sure I got like all of my main ideas out before going to the comments. So let me peep these comments, and then we're going to look at the game data, okay? Hunter Grandmaster said, Lilo slandering Sparking Zero is exactly what I needed today. Arc Hamster said, I had a few friends who just looked at me with utter shock when I said this game is not that good. Yeah, dude, the thing about this game, man, is people are blinded by nostalgia, and they just love Dragon Ball so much that they don't want to say anything bad about it. But like, the objective reality is that this game is not even a tenth of what it really should or could be. It has like one of the best foundations for an arena fighter I've ever seen. I genuinely think it could have been the most popular and greatest arena fighter of all time, and the numbers it brought in pretty much confirms that. But like, we'll analyze the numbers together here in a second, and it just shows like how much it just fell to pieces. Gio said, we love Lilo's rambling. Thanks, man. Because yeah, I didn't write a script, but I just knew I had like a few main points I wanted to express. Yeah, probably would have been better if I wrote a script, but I just wanted to explain like what's wrong with this game. Like, and Bro, and I've been into this Sparking Zero community so deep. I know like all of the top 100 players. I've fought almost every single one of them. I know who like the actual best ones are. I know by name which ones cheated. Another thing you can do is if you look at the leaderboard and you look at like how many matches they've played, if they it says like their wins. If they have less than 2,000 wins and they're in the top 100, it's almost guaranteed they cheated. Another way you could have cheated to get to top 100 is if you played this game early, picked Master Ultra Instinct Goku during the first month, and just got there like with about 500 or 600 wins when no one knew the game and he was just objectively way stronger than everyone else. You could have done it really easy like that. Oh yeah, something else that's dumb. They're coming out with a rank reset. Bro, nobody wants that. Bro, I mean, no one wants to play ranked in an unbalanced ranked mode, man. The rank reset would be cool if they did the common sense thing and gave every character equal health and equal damage on single player. That's how it should be. On the single player ranked battle, everyone should have equal health and equal damage. Just do that. Because they made like it logically makes zero sense because they made a balanced team battle, but they just left the single player battle unbalanced. That's the stuff I'm talking about where it just feels unfinished. It's like, why would you do that? You know, them making a balanced team battle shows you that they realized that it was unbalanced. They literally have a point system to each character to show you that some of them are many times stronger than others, but you can just pick whoever you want on single player. It doesn't matter. You get the same points no matter what. It's nuts, bro. Love One Piece Forever said, I don't like Dragon Ball itself. Dude, I love Dragon Ball, man. It's a nice series, bro. Anime Monarch said, I'm worried for the future of anime games. Sparking Zero fell off after a month, and Rebirth of Souls fell off the day it dropped. It's going to be hard to get hype for anime games in the future. I'll just say, bro, it's like, when it comes to anime games, my recommendation is do not buy them when they first release. Wait at least 1 month after they release before purchasing it, because what they've been doing with the past few anime games is they release it in its beta state and sell it in its beta state. And then they patch it over and over again until it's like a normal game like months later. And it's pretty much unacceptable. Like, they actually just admitted that that's what they did with the Bleach game. I believe it was the executive producer. He just released an official statement last night talking about how the Bleach game, if you guys didn't know, the new Bleach fighting game, it was hyped up for months and months as something that was similar to Tekken. They said its inspirations were Tekken and Fighter Z. And people heard that and they're like, oh, this is going to be like the next Tekken. It's going to be like a Bleach Fighter Z. And then they showed gameplay clips of it, showed it with like frame data and stuff. And everyone's like, oh, this is going to be an extremely like competitive epic fighter. They sold the game. It did not even have ranked battle. The most staple basic thing in every single fighting game ever. And there was a plethora of problems on launch to the point where it got massively negative review bombed. But the executive producer released a statement last night and he said, look, I know you guys want ranked, but what we're doing is we're waiting. We want to see you guys play the game first. And then we're going to learn all the bugs from your gameplay. Then we're going to fix those bugs and then put in ranked. And there's people cheering about that. What you need to realize, the executive producer literally admitted that he sold you guys a beta. That is what a beta test is, guys. A beta test is when you have a game that's about 80% to 90% done, you release it for free, and then you analyze all of the gameplay for like a week. And then you use that data to improve the game. You patch the bugs that like players who are really good at games, better at games than the developers typically, and they're pouring like tons of hours into the game. They'll find exploits, they'll find cheese. And then the developers like close the game off of beta, fix it, and then sell it. That's how they used to do games. Now with these anime games, they just sell the beta. And then they let people play it, hate the game, drop it. Then they patch it after people have like hated it. And then they release it again. Well, they don't re-release it. They just patch it as an update. So it's actually insane. Brother, it's absolutely insane. Like when I saw that the Bleach producer like just straight up admitted that he sold the game as a beta test, and I saw people were cheering about it, that's when I realized like, yeah, no, anime games are not going to improve anytime soon, because the fans buy it anyway. Like that's what it shows. It's like anime games get carried by their IP, like they get carried by the name of the anime itself, and people loving the game, loving the series so much that they'll play as the characters even if the game is garbage. And they will defend it even if it's garbage. They will defend it even if the producer admits that it's not finished. They'll still say that it's finished anyway and that it's a great game and that it's a good thing that they sold it to us unfinished. There's literally YouTubers saying that right now. Like literally right this instant. If you look up like the newest Bleach announcement, I guarantee you're gonna see at least like 3 or 4 different YouTubers being like, "Oh, dude, we got fantastic news today. The announcers, they finally said that, oh, we're gonna get a brand new patch and it's gonna have ranked, and man, I'm hyped for ranked. Oh, it's gonna be so great." Instead of saying the real truth, dude, they sold us a beta. Like they just admitted it. It's crazy, bro. It's good. It's crazy, bro. All right, let me keep reading these comments. Goku, I think that's what your username said Fighter Z all day. Half lot said, why does every game have to be hyper competitive though? That's a good question, man. I mean, the thing is, when you have a fighting game, for a fighting game to last a long time, it needs to have it can have a casual mode. Like the best way to do it is that it has both a casual and a hyper competitive mode. The hyper competitive mode is to reward people who take the time to learn all the mechanics of the game and practice them and drill the moves in the training room and get to a point where they're so good that the average player would have zero chance of beating them, not because they're cheating, but just simply because they're better at the game than the average player by a lot. And it's like, for players at that level, they want to prove that they are the best. And the best way to do that is to have large tournaments. And that, like, we live in an era where esports is a real legitimate thing. Even full-fledged colleges have esports teams today. One of the smartest money moves a video game can do, especially a fighting game, is to have it have an esports, or as close to esports as possible. Like, if you can get a fighting game league for your game, that is so great for the longevity of your game, because like you can sponsor the players can make a living playing your game. They'll pour way more hours into it, and if they have like YouTube channels, that generates so much money for you. It's so much advertising. It's like the smartest thing they can do. That's what Street Fighter 6 does, and we'll look at Street Fighter 6's numbers and you'll see that it's just like decimating the competition. It's not even close. But it's like, I think fighting games should have a casual and a competitive mode. Ark Hamster said, apparently YouTube unsubscribed me or something. Somehow I have the bell on and notifications, but I apparently was not subbed. Oh, dang. Well, I'm happy that you were still able to make it to the stream. Decade, what's up, bro? He said, it's the fact Xenoverse made betas to test the game, but now they suddenly forgot they exist. Bro, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, we used to do this. Like, we used to have beta tests. Okay, but now we don't really do that anymore. I'm going to read one more comment, then we're going to get into analyzing the game data. So, Mason Howard said, this game was a cash grab. Honestly, it really was, bro. I'm sorry. It really was. Thank you, Hunter Grandmaster, for the donation. He said, gotta hop off, but W stream. I really appreciate you slandering this garbage. Thanks, bro. And yeah, it's like the game should have been a 10 out of 10, but it's really like a 6 to a 7 out of 10. Hey, yo, hold up one second. My TV just turned on in the background. Give me like 5 seconds. I got to turn this audio off before I get copyright. One sec. Hold up. Hey, yo, my bad. My TV just like turned on. I think I accidentally pressed the remote. Anyway, I'm back. So, yeah, dude. Someone had said this game was a cash grab. The sad truth is I think it actually was. Because this game, it really feels like it was sold to us about 70% complete. But now I want to get into the details of just analyzing the game data, okay? So here's the thing, bro. This game, when it was initially launched, it sold millions of copies on day one. And it peaked on Steam. It peaked on Steam at 120,000 players. Within 1 month, it dropped down to about 4,000 players, which is absolutely abysmal. In 1 month, it lost 99% of its player base. That is not normal at all. And I have a list of other games up here, a list of other player data that we're going to look at, and you're going to see a massive difference between other games. But the main reason why so many people left this game was because the single player was bare bones nothing. Like, the story mode has about 12 hours of playable content, and half of that is just slideshows. And it's like you get literally just about nothing for the story mode. You unlock a few of the player characters, and that's it. It's you play the story mode one time just so you can get like all the characters unlocked. Then you never play it again. And it's like if you were really just trying to speed run it, you could do it in probably 6 hours. You like play a few of the missions, get enough zenny to buy the characters. You're done with story mode after 6 hours. You never touch it again because most of it's just slideshows anyway. Okay. Then the only other offline mode they have is custom battles, which is just more like slideshow. Like you can pretty much create your own slideshows. They're very boring though. There's like no audio in them for the most part, no dialogue, like no audible dialogue. It's just like text and slideshows and then you fighting the CPU. It's extremely boring. It's like, it's so boring. I never even took the time to make a single custom battle. And I played like three custom created ones. And then I was bored with it, never touched it again. And also you get literally nothing for it. Like what they should have done with the custom battles was they should have added a survival mode like they do in all the other Tenkaichi games where you just like pick one character. Then you fight like 50 enemies, and if you beat that, you get some nice reward. Like you get some really nice outfit. Stuff like that would have been sick. But they didn't do any of those basic common sense things. Then you go online, and then online's just a broken mess like we were talking about beforehand. So the game just really has nothing to do in it. The only people who like still deeply play this are people who just love Dragon Ball Z deeply. And they just play like quick match for fun, and they just treat the game as a game for fun. Like there's no reason to get better at it other than you're just having fun. Because like no matter how good you get at the game, there's people who can just pick MUI and key spam you and win. So it doesn't really matter how good you are at the game. You, if you want to be the number one player, you have to cheat a little bit. It's the sad truth. It is what it is. Very broken, very sad game. Okay, but like when you really look at these like player counts, this is absolutely pathetic. These are the Steam numbers, but like these percentages are going to be relative on every single device. Steam is the one thing that it actively puts out their official player count numbers. PlayStation doesn't do that. Xbox doesn't do that. But Steam, like where people play this on their computer, does do that. And the reality is the Steam version of this game is the best version because you have mods, so you can actually play all of the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 maps. All of the characters have like 10 accessories on the online version, on the computer version, not because of the pro developers, but because of mods, like people who did this stuff for free, and you can just download the mods for free. Those people made the PC version way better than the Xbox, and it's still just dirt numbers. Now, here's the thing. People look at 1,000. This shows you that it's lost more than 99% of its player base. That's already awful. But if you look at this shows you the low and the high of each day. Like these numbers are the highs of each day. So it's peaking at like 1.2K players. That's absolute garbage for a game that started with 122,000. I would say it's a historical fail. I actually don't know any other game on Earth. I don't know a single other game in this universe that started with 120,000 players and then 4 or 5 months later was down to 1,000 daily. I don't know any other game that did that, but that's not the worst of it. When you look at its lowest peaks, its lowest points are 500 a day. And this is happening around like the 4 a.m. mark each day. It hits 500 players almost daily at 4 a.m. This is abysmal, bro. This is abysmal. It should not be like that for a game that like just came out. 6 months is not old for a video game with this much hype. It's abysmal, brother. Evil Gru, what's up, bro? What's up, everybody? Now let's compare it to a game that has done pretty much everything right. Street Fighter 6. Okay, Street Fighter 6 is the most balanced fighting game on the planet currently right now. Like, of modern fighting games, Street Fighter 6 is like championed as the ultimate best one, hands down by a large margin. It is the one fighting game on Earth where not only is it considered a official esport to the point where like the top 100 players in this game are treated almost like a full team, like a real sports team by themselves. They're sponsored. They get all of this stuff. They travel just to do game tournaments, etc., etc. But it's the one fighting video game where it has a $1 million prize tournament yearly. The Capcom Cup. The Capcom Cup happens once a year, and the winner makes $1 million freaking dollars. Sparking Zero will never have that. The Sparking Zero literally just had the World Tournament, and the World Tournament, the winner didn't even get a single penny for it. As a matter of fact, he might have lost money winning that tournament because they had to fly out to Los Angeles to do it, and I don't know if their ticket was paid for, bro. They might have had to pay for their flight on their own to play this game, get key blast spammed. Some of these people flew out from around the world, like people flew from France, from Japan, from all around the world, came there to get key blast spammed on the big stage, and then went back home with nothing, like $1,000 more poor and and like embarrassed and sad. Like, and then the winner of the tournament, he just got like a garbage little trophy that it looks like something you'd get for like, I don't know, like the kind of trophy you would get for like graduating middle school, bro. Like, not even that. Like, it was just the most like simple baby trophy I've ever seen in my life. And dude, the thing that was awful about the tournament, like the guy who won, like the rules were garbage. They let someone, the characters were all random. So you couldn't even train like a specific character to get ready. The characters were not even in power. And then one guy got the strongest character in the game, and he was the one who won, obviously. But the worst part was like they had the executive producer for Sparking Zero at the tournament. He watched the tournament, and after seeing the guy win by just key blast spam cheating, the producer stood there, smiled in all our faces, shook that guy's hand, and he said that was the most skillful gameplay I've ever seen. And I don't know if he was being serious, but he said that. Like, you can go watch the video yourself of the Sparking Zero tournament. The executive producer said just watching someone cheat in key blast spam was the most skillful gameplay he had ever seen. If he really meant that, then that's him just straight up saying he's never watched anyone play this game. Because it was just an insane thing to say. He literally cheated, and the producer of the game said, "Wow, amazing, wow." It was just like, that's when you start really putting it together. They don't care about this game at all. And then at the end of all that, they gave us a teaser trailer people had been looking forward to for like months, and it was just 3 characters that we all knew were going to be in the game anyway. It was garbage. Anyway, yeah, but look at Street Fighter's numbers, bro. Compared to Sparking Zero, they barely had like slightly more than half the peak. Like Street Fighter 6 peaked at 70,000, Sparking Zero peaked at 122,000. The difference is about 2 years later, Street Fighter 6 still has 34,000 people playing every single freaking day. 34,000 every day, bro. Sparking Zero, 6 months later, it was like this last month too. It was like this 2-3 months ago, but it was already down to just a daily of about 1,000 players, about 5 months into the game. It just goes to show you the difference between a game that's well made and a game that's like made for a cash grab. Because Street Fighter 6 It doesn't have any of the problems that I said Sparking Zero has. It's like Street Fighter 6, there's a real reason to get good at that. If you get good at Street Fighter 6, if you reach the top 100 in Street Fighter 6, even if you do not have a good personality, you can make a profitable YouTube channel just filming your gameplay and analyzing it. Tons of Street Fighter 6 YouTubers, that's what they did. They do not have these great funny personalities. They're not like Afro Senju. They're not like Dado Doya. They're not like C-Reacts. Those guys are so funny they could probably be comedians in real life, and then they just chose to play video games. The Street Fighter 6 YouTubers are the most normal dudes I've ever met. Not funny at all, not humorous at all. Personality like cardboard. Not trying to be mean to them. I'm just saying they're extremely normal, but they still have like 200,000 subscribers just from them playing Street Fighter 6. Why? It's because Street Fighter 6 is actually respected. Like, reaching the top of the leaderboard in this game actually means something. You actually get rewarded in real life for it if you get good enough at it. And Sparking Zero, you can win the world championship by cheating, and you're told by the producer of the game you're one of the best in the world. In Street Fighter 6, that doesn't fly, bro. Like, Street Fighter 6, I've been playing it for the past 2 months. Two characters people consider cheesy are Zangief and JP. Zangief, he can kill you in 3 grabs, and JP, he's a zoner, so you can stay far away and like basically key blast spam with JP. Here's the difference with Street Fighter 6 though. If you take the equivalent of a Z rank in Street Fighter 6 would be like a platinum rank in the equivalent of a Z rank from Sparking Zero in the Street Fighter 6 game would be something called like platinum. And then in Street Fighter, there's like 5 ranks above that. No, actually, if you count each step, there's like 20 ranks above Z rank. And it's like, if you take a platinum Zangief and you have him fight a diamond, like someone who's 5 ranks higher, give him any random character, but he's a diamond, that Zangief with all his cheese is probably going to get perfected. Because the skill ceiling in the Street Fighter 6 game is so high. It's like relative to real life martial arts. Like, the skill gap is insane. Like, if you start playing it, you realize, like, this game is so well balanced that even the quote-unquote cheese characters are still balanced. Like, Zangief, he's super strong, but he's very slow, he can't close the distance, and he's weak against zoners. The zoning character, he's super weak up close, and he's weak against, like, just combos. Like, there's ways you can counter the cheese with skill with any character in Street Fighter 6. But in Sparking Zero, it's not like that. There's a YouTuber who made his whole name by just cheating in this game. I'm not gonna say his name because like I don't like giving any attention to him, but he's the number one player on Xbox, and he's ranked like number 20 on PlayStation 5. He was like B rank level with combos, but he just chose Master Ultra Instinct, key blast spammed, and got all the way to number 1 and then all the way to number 20 on 2 consoles. So it's just a broken garbage game. What's up, Kona? You said the world champion in Sparking Zero is a cheater. Yeah, if you just look up the matter of fact, I have a clip of it right here. So this is actually my friend Don Coolio. He makes excellent Sparking Zero analysis videos. This was him like watching the tournament, and I have a clip of it right here. The guy right here, Drastar, I'm not sure how to say his name. He was the guy who got Master Ultra Instinct at random. And this is pretty much how he won the whole tournament. Just take a look. So what you see, he just does this key spam loop. This right here, there's nothing you can do against it. You can't get out of it, and if it hits you, it does a ton of damage. And if you're really good with MUI key spam, you can just key spam your way to victory. This is all he did the whole tournament. It's pretty much unbeatable if you just key spam with MUI. This is also how like the number 1 player on Xbox got number 1. And it's how he got number 20 on PlayStation. Just this. So it's like, it's pretty much unbeatable. It's a bug in the game that the devs have not patched out. It's been there since the start of the game, and the devs have not taken it out yet. But it's just insane. But yeah, that's how the guy won the world tournament. That's all he did. He did that the entire tournament, won first place, and then no one cared. But I'll keep analyzing the data really quick. But I want to take a look at these comments first. Dova said, I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of Street Fighter players feel like 6 isn't a very skillful game, mostly because low forward drive rush gives guaranteed pressure offense. Don't really agree with that, though. I mean, I don't know if that's really I don't know if that's really true that a lot of Street Fighter players say that. Maybe a lot of people on Reddit say that, but not a lot of Street Fighter players in general say that, because it's just genuinely an untrue statement. Like, the fact of the matter is, if you get someone who's a diamond, let's say you get Jury. Jury is a character in that game where she does literally almost 0 damage. Like, the only way you can do damage with Jury is if you know long combo strings with her. The only way you can do damage is if you're actually skilled with her, right? You take a diamond ranked Jury, no, or like, let's say a high diamond, so he's almost not even a master rank. And you have him fight someone who's using Zangief. And this dude is brand new. Let's say you give him 10 hours to learn all the cheese he can learn with Zangief, and then he fights the diamond ranked Jury. That Zangief player is going to get perfected 100 matches straight, just about. That's how big the skill gap is. Like, Jury will, like, that diamond ranked Jury player will just combo the cheese out of you, bro. Like, the skill gap is insane in that game. Sparking Zero is nothing like that. And I'm saying that as someone who's like reached top 100 in Sparking Zero. Even me, when I was top 100, like in my peak at that game, if I were to fight someone who picked Master Ultra Instinct Goku and they took 5 hours to learn how to cheese with him, just learn the Ki Blast spam, it would take you at most 5 hours. Probably you could do it in 2 or 3. Like, legit, let me put it like this. You could get a 14-year-old kid who struggles to pay attention in school, give him Master Ultra Instinct Goku, 5 hours, just teach him how to do the key spam loop, and me, with my 5,000 ranked battles, top 100 in the world, I could pick my best character, he would beat me. With just 5 hours of learning how to cheese, he would still beat me. I have 500 hours of learning combos, he has 5 hours of learning how to key spam, he would destroy me. That's insane. Versus, you flip that, you make it the Street Fighter equivalent. You pick someone who has 500 hours in Street Fighter 6 playing Yuri, someone who does literally no damage unless you know long combos. Have her fight against someone with Zangief, someone who can kill you in 3 grabs. You teach someone those 3 grabs, they're not going to touch Yuri, they're going to get cooked. 100 matches in a row, because the skill gap is giant and the game's actually balanced. So, like, if people are saying that Street Fighter 6 is not a skill-based game, they should know that no one whose opinion matters agrees. Because if they were right, Capcom Cup would not have $1 million tournament every year for showing who's the best at it. And it's like, if those people really, okay, if someone says Street Fighter 6 is not skillful, ask them, okay, how many Capcom Cup tournaments have you won? Because if it's not that skillful, I'm sure you would just go and win that $1 million, right? Something easy, an easy million, just win it. Or how many Evo tournaments have you won? Have you even placed? Are you even top 100? Odds are the answer to all of those questions is no and none. They're just like talking to talk. So, and it's without a doubt the best fighting game in the world right now in terms of like modern fighting games. Like, Tekken 8 just dropped a patch that pretty much destroyed Tekken. It just got dropped yesterday, and it was so bad people thought it was an April Fool's joke. But even Tekken now is pretty much ruined. Like, people are saying that Tekken plays like a party game. They're saying Tekken feels like Sparking Zero now. People are saying that, bro. Mortal Kombat like could never compete with Street Fighter 6 either. So it's like, really right now in the fighting game world, Street Fighter 6 is the one like diamond standard, the one S-class game. Everything else is like C or B tier. It's the sad reality right now. Just scroll through some comments. Okay. And Ben said, guys need to bring back BT3 mechanics. I agree, man. They really should have just copied and pasted. But these are Sparking Zero numbers. I showed you Street Fighter 6, which is the golden standard. Like, this is just actually immaculate for a fighting game. That's insanity. Let's look at Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Now, this is the game that people were saying was going to kill Sparking Zero, was going to fix all the flaws that Sparking Zero had, was going to be this incredible, miraculous video game. The game has 900 people playing it right now. It came out 14 days ago, brother. Like, oh man, this game is completely cooked. And we were talking about this in the earlier portion, but the producer of the game just straight up admitted yesterday, he's like, yeah, guys, the reason we didn't have ranked yet is because we wanted to see you guys play it first. We wanted to see you guys find the exploits in the game. Then we're going to patch it. Then we're going to add ranked later. The producer just announced that last night. People are not being honest about what that means. What that means is the producer literally sold us all a beta. He said, yeah, guys, if he was just being straight up honest, what he would have said was, look, guys, I sold you guys the beta version of this game. You guys paid $60 to $100 to be my beta testers. Thank you very much. We're not paying you jack squat for it, and we will give you ranked battle once we fix all these bugs you showed us. Thank you. Because there's a lot of problems with the game right now. There's like infinite combo loops. Each character only has like 2 unique combos. The gameplay for a lot of people have said it just feels slow. Because the cutscenes for every character is like really long. You feel like you're watching a movie anytime you fight someone. There's a lot of different things. There's a video by one of the like high-ranking Street Fighter 6 players. His name's Diaphone, and he made a video like from a pro fighting game perspective, how he views the Bleach fighting game, and it's a fantastic video. It's called Bleach Rebirth of Souls is Broken. It has like 60K views on it. I highly recommend watching that, because like pro fighting game players have a different perspective on fighting games. Like, and he just breaks down the game, and he straight up says like, this game is less competitive than Sparking Zero. That's all you need to know. Like, one of the highest ranking Street Fighter 6 pro video game players in the world said that this game here, the one that was, when it was getting built, the producer said, oh yeah, the inspirations for this are Tekken and Fighter Z. It's gonna be like a new legit fighting game. He says this game is so uncompetitive and so broken, it's basically just a party game. And he said Sparking Zero is more competitive than the Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Said by one of the best fighting game players in the world. His name's Diaphone. Highly recommend checking out his channel, his video. But yeah, these numbers are abysmal. People were saying this was going to kill Sparking Zero. When this game released on the day of release, it was so bad that Sparking Zero actually gained players. I watched the numbers. Like, Sparking Zero went from peaking at like 1,500 to the day Bleach came out, it went up to 1,900. Because like when the game was released, it didn't even work on most PCs, and it was just junk. But yeah, pretty much the only people like saying good things about it are people in the honeymoon phase, just straight up lying to themselves about how good the game is just because they love Bleach. And then we go to Tekken. Tekken just released the worst patch in the history of its entire game history. And you know something that I noticed, man? A common thread between all of these games that have huge problems. Take a look at the publisher. Look at this. It says publisher. What's that say? It says Bandai. You take a look, publisher, what's that say? Well, it's the same thing. You take a look at Tekken 8 publisher, oh, well, what do you know? It seems like that's the common thread. Like, for some reason, Bandai, whatever fighting game they get their mitts on, they just, like, find a way to screw it up somehow. It's something I've noticed. Okay? Now, the last thing I wanted to compare all of this to, is just a well-made single-player game. Sekiro. Sekiro does not even have PvP. It does not have multiplayer. All it is a well-made single-player game. That's it. And it came out 6 years ago. To this very day, has 9,000 people playing it daily. This is a single-player game made right, and it had... The reason I picked this one is because it had almost the exact same peak as Sparking Zero. 120,000 people played it when it first came out. But the difference is this is an actually well-made single-player game. You can't even play this against other people. And it came out 6 years ago, but it was so well made, 9,000 people still play it every day. There's that much content in it. People will replay it over and over again. Sparking Zero, a game that came out 6 months ago, like on the dot 6 months ago, 4 months into its release had numbers just like this. Was only it had lost 99% of its player base. It was only peaking at 1.2k players a day. It's just, and this is a multiplayer game. It's just insane, bro. It's just truly wild. Okay, so those are all the main points I wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to just show you guys real quick is this, once again, is my friend Don Coolio. I highly recommend checking out his channel. He has very high level Sparking Zero gameplay, and he's like the only dude who's giving like an accurate analysis of the game. Like, for the most part, this is his whole channel, is playing Sparking Zero. He also plays Storm, but he's someone who like played the game this entire time, so he's gotten like genuinely very skilled at it, and his commentary is just genuinely very funny as well. But I recommend check out his channel if you just want to stay up to date on like anything happening with Sparking Zero, because he posts like 2 videos a day, and he's really like one of the only YouTubers giving an accurate, honest analysis of like the state of the game currently. But yeah, I just wanted to show off his channel a slight bit too. And then later today, I think I'm going to play him in some matches on Sparking Zero. The wild thing about this game, bro, I was saying it earlier, there's nothing to really look forward to in it. Like, the only thing that would be fun for me is to just fight other YouTubers. So I'm going to, yeah, we were talking about like playing this game a little later today, so I'll stream that if we do play. But it's just a shame, man. I wish this game was a real competitive game. Like, when I got top 100, it was fun. For that period of time, I had fun. But then, like, I beat this dude, Qyon, who, he got second in US qualifiers. And he was ranked top 50 in the world. And Don Coolio made a video on it. It's called Qyon Exposed. And it's just me fighting Qyon. And the moment Qyon started losing, he started cheating. And it's just like, that's just this video game in a nutshell, bro. So I don't know. This game has nothing really left to do in it. The only way you can have fun playing it is if you don't take it serious. And that's just the reality of it, sadly. I wish you'd be able to take this Dragon Ball game that we waited 17 years for seriously, but you just can't. Anime Monarch said, people were saying Rebirth of Souls is going to kill Sparking Zero, but how can you kill something that's already dead? No, good question, bro. Yeah, Sparking Zero, like, cooked itself, man. And it's truly a shame because this game had so much potential. But here's the way I view it. Even if the developers came and fixed everything right now, it's too late. Like, they've broken the trust of the fan base too many times over. And I really think the final straw was the World Tournament that just happened. That was the final straw. Because, for one, they didn't even advertise it. Like, the World Tournament was supposed to happen. The finals were supposed to happen like 2-3 months ago, but they got canceled due to the LA fires. And then they just randomly, out of the blue, with 1 day of like announcement prep, they're like, oh yeah, tomorrow's going to be the finals of the World Tournament. We're actually doing it now. And everyone's like, what the heck? And then they have the World Tournament finals. And then when we see the rules, it was random characters for each team. So everyone knew it was going to be garbage. And then it was garbage. And then like, the main reason most people watched it was because they wanted to see the DLC announcement. People had been saying for months, they're like, this DLC could save Sparking Zero. This is the last chance to save Sparking Zero, because the game had already dwindled down to like the player numbers you see now. It was like 1.5k every day. The game was pretty much dead already. The DLC trailer they released was it was like 15 seconds long, and they showed us Daima Kid Goku go Super Saiyan. They showed us Daima Kid Vegeta go Super Saiyan, and then they showed Glorio, and then the trailer just ended. Those are 3 characters that we all knew were going to be in the game already. It was on the same old Fields map, and they were fighting a Frieza soldier. It was the most bare bones, basic garbage I had ever seen. They didn't show us not one thing to be excited about. They didn't show like any of the new transformations from Daima. It looks like we weren't going to get any Daima maps. They didn't even add like a Daima soldier skin to the Frieza soldier. It was just the most lazy thing I'd ever seen. And I saw some people coping about it. Oh, and the worst part on top of all of that, the DLC was initially supposed to be released in the end of March. Like, they announced, like, when you bought the season pass with the game, a lot of people bought the season pass months ago. So that means, like, when the DLC drops, you get it, you just get it automatically. That's what the season pass is. And the season pass tells you that you're going to get the DLC by the end of March. They randomly have the finals of the tournament, and then they announce at the end of the tournament, after that 10-second garbage trailer, the producer stands there and says, yeah, the DLC's delayed. It's not coming out until April. And we're just like, what the heck? So, and then if you try to get a refund for your season pass, you cannot get a refund. So it's like they literally lied to us. Like, it was just so jacked up. And I was thinking about it. It's like no other company could do that. Like, if I gave my money to buy like a shirt for $30 and they told me that you're going to get your shirt in March. I placed my order 3 months ago. They said, you're going to get it in March. Then March comes around. They're like, ooh, actually it's getting delayed until April. If I said, okay, I cancel my order, I want my money back, you'd get your money back. But with this season pass, you couldn't. And that was the point where a lot of people were just starting to just straight up say, this feels like a scam. It feels like you scammed us. And if you look at the comments of the trailer and you look at the comments of the World Tournament, it's just nothing but negative comments, just roasting the game. So to wrap it all up, guys, Sparking Zero is in a garbage state because the developers just let it be. That's the real truth. Like, I've seen people say they blame the players, but it's not just the players' fault. It's the developers' fault for leaving so many broken mechanics in the game, not adding any costumes, not playtesting their game, and just selling it as a beta, and not adding any maps, and then wasting their development time on things like the Broly raid battle that doesn't even give you any rewards. And like one thing I saw people saying, they were like, oh, it's a good thing that it's delayed. They're going to add extra stuff to it. Brother, what I really think is the reason it's delayed is because they just started working on it. That's what I think, bro. But anyway, that's everything I wanted to say. I'm just going to scroll through a few of these comments. Then I'm going to end the stream because I'm going, like this guy here, Don Coolio Walks. I'm going to play him in a few games of Sparking Zero. And then after that, I'm probably going to get so frustrated with the game that I'm just going to play Street Fighter 6 for a while. So like, I'm thinking today, I also have jiu-jitsu class coming up. I might skip jiu-jitsu today and just do a super long live stream. Like, I'm on spring break right now, so I think it would be a cool thing to like symbolize that. But I'm still debating it. But we're going to do some gaming streaming like right after this one. But let me just scroll through some of these comments and then I'll end the stream. So Sukia Goat said, finally caught a live stream. How you feeling, Lilo? Bro, I'm feeling good, bro. I'm definitely doing good. Randy King said, is it trash? Low key, bro. Kind of is. Sadly, it's a game with 10 out of 10 potential, but its current state is a 6 out of 10. That's what I would say. Kita said, what, you cool with Don Coolio? Yeah, dude, he's a cool guy. I mean, like, I don't know him personally or anything, but I like his videos. And I've played him a few times in Sparking Zero. So we're gonna, like, I was messaging him and we're gonna have like play a few quick play matches later. And I'm planning on streaming those. But he seems like a cool dude. Kita said, you didn't read my other comment. So let me scroll up and see. What did I miss here, Kita? Evil Grew, what's up, bro? Sorry for all the comments that I missed. I'm looking for Kita's earlier one. Kita, what did you say? I don't see it. Oh, wait, I see. It says, if you want my opinion, Sparking Zero is kind of decent, but it's not competitive. Even I wish Sparking Zero should not be Evo in its current state. I agree with that. It's way too broken to ever dream of being an Evo right now. And then you also said Bandai just needed to copy and paste almost everything from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and just make the graphics of Sparking Zero. Agreed. I don't understand why they didn't just do that. Anime Monarch said, my issue with the game, the bugs, weird character cuts, lazy story mode, most lame what ifs, little to no customization, custom battle mode is underwhelming, and only 3 things to do in the game. 100% agree with that, bro. Hunter Grandmaster said, my bad. Hunter Grandmaster said, yo, Lilo, I thought it would be pretty cool. When you reach a certain rank, you would get more accessories the more you rank up. Bro, I agree. That would be hype. That's like a common sense thing to add in the game, but they did not do that. Anime Monarch said, in this game's defense, I think playing the game casually and just for fun with friends is what they were going for, and I'm pretty sure that's the kind of game BT3 was. I agree. But the problem is, like, that's not what the game focused on, because it had 0 modes for doing that. It just had, like, versus battle, and that's about it. Like, the old Budokai Tenkaichi 3 game had way more offline content. Like, the offline content in that game, it had, like, a survival mode, where you could just fight like hordes and hordes of enemies. It had like a nice polished tournament mode. This game has tournament mode too. The story mode was way more like elaborate. And it like felt like you were watching the anime when you played it. And like the story mode was just more in depth. They didn't really cut corners in the story mode in the old one. It just had more offline content. And from the jump, it had more maps. So like even when you were doing like at home 2-player, you could fight on a ton of maps. Like this game, when it first released, you could only do split screen 2-player on Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and that's it. It took them months before you could even do split screen on the other 10 maps. Like, and the maps don't even have like planet destruction like Tenkaichi 3. Mac333 said play Rivals. It's a real game. Bro, yeah, I might have to get into Rivals. I've been playing Street Fighter 6 instead. I realized like I'm a fan of fighting games, bro. But I might have to get into Rivals. I have the game, I'm just trash at it. Randy King said, I want Raging Blast 3. Yeah, Raging Blast 3, I mean, technically, it's like, isn't this kind of like that? I don't know. Raging Blast 3 was like a sequel to Tenkaichi, but with like weird looking graphics. But I never played the Raging Blast games, but I hear that they were actually really good. I'm just scrolling through reading like random comments now. Kita said, Daima is kind of decent, but it's also a cash grab. Do you mean the DLC or the show? Because the DLC definitely looks like a cash grab. I'm not even excited for it. SSSSD said, bring back old mechanics and this game would have a better online. I completely agree. There's a video titled Everything Sparking Zero Took Out of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and it's like a 35-minute compilation of just mechanic after mechanic that was just straight up ripped out of this game, but it was in the Tenkaichi 3 game. Anime Monarch said, we don't even have the outer space map. Very true, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Zach Star Attack said, bruh, it's trash. Competitive people need to like this game to make content. They all want to play Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, it's sad. Like, the game, it's like the biggest YouTubers don't even play this anymore. Afro Senju doesn't. Like, Don Coolio said this once in one of his videos, and it was hilarious, but it was true. He was like, think about it like this. Afro Senju and C-Reacts, they both make thousands of dollars to sit down and play this game for just 1 hour, and they still won't do it. Why would anyone else play it then, bro? Like, really think about that. Like, these guys waited for this game 17 years, and their channels are so big that if they play this game for 1 hour and make a video on it, like if Afro Senju plays this game 1 hour, posts a video that gets 500,000 views like he tends to do, he would probably make like $2,000 or $3,000 just from ad revenue on that 1 hour he played the game, and he still won't play it. Like, what does that tell you, bro? It tells you the game is like almost unbearable for people, bro. It's insane. Safe God said 1 million is ridiculous. Oh yeah, I think he was talking about the Capcom Cup money. It is nuts. It's insane. Okay, let me look at the newest ones. John K said, do you like Guilty Gear? I have the Guilty Gear game, but I've like never played it. I bought Guilty Gear So what happened for me was like 2 months ago, I just got absolutely sick of Sparking Zero, and I bought Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear, and Fighter Z like all at once in like pure rage because I was just so done with this game being like a cheese fest. And then I just chose to play Street Fighter 6, and that's the one I've been playing. So I never even played Guilty Gear or Fighter Z. They're just both sitting on my PlayStation. But I just chose Street Fighter 6 first, and I've just been playing that one. But all right, guys, that's everything I wanted to go over for this one. Next, I'm going to do a video game stream where I'm just playing games, so that's going to be chill. I have jiu-jitsu coming up in like an hour or two, so like I'm debating right now if I will go to jiu-jitsu first and then do the gaming stream, or if I'll just game and then skip jiu-jitsu today. Not sure. But yeah, if you see the gaming stream come up in the next couple hours, that means I'm just chose the gaming path. But yeah. Oh wait, I'll read one more. Amaterasu said, "Play Tekken, bro, even in its bad state right now." Yeah, I'm just playing Street Fighter 6 instead. Like, I'm gonna sit back and watch and see what they do with Tekken, because at the end of the day, Bandai still has their mitts on it. So I'm just gonna keep my distance from Tekken and watch it from afar. Hopefully they fix everything up, because I hear they made it like a party game, which is insanity. They made Tekken a party game. So I hope that they fix that up. But I'm not gonna play games like that. I'm just like, I'll play Sparking Zero today just to just for fun. Like I won't take it serious. I'm just gonna mess around on the game, barely care. But I'm not going to like play a game that's supposed to be a competitive fighter like Tekken that's been like reduced to a party version of itself. I'm just gonna play Street Fighter 6 instead. But I do have Tekken 8 though. I just like don't have very many hours in it. But I really hope that they fix it, because that game was like incredible at first. So I really hope they fix it. Way to Dawn said Tekken 8's a party game now. They're going full Smash Bros. Yeah, it's pretty, like with the patch they just dropped yesterday, people are hating it because they made it a party game with one patch. There's a bunch of videos on it. Like look up like Tekken 8 new patch and you'll just see like a plethora of videos just hating on it. Hopefully they fix it. Hopefully they remove that patch and fix it, but it's something they just added yesterday. But all right, guys, that's everything I wanted to talk about in this one. And then the next stream is going to be a gaming stream later today. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.